the driver tubes are auto bias. The only thing you need to balance bias are the power tubes. And right now there are the original first set of Malvalve tubes inside, and we are going to put the 5992s inside, and later in the second video balance bias them so that you already can start with the best 6v6 available. So whenever touching tubes, then I recommend using something like cotton gloves so that you don't get fat on the tube itself, because the fat, like with the old car light bulbs, can burn into the glass and destroy the vacuum. So actually the sockets on the Malvalve are not too tight, so it's fairly easy to get the tubes out and in. And compared to the very huge original Malvalve tubes, the 5992 is like very easy to get out or in, because they're much smaller, as you can see. So the original tubes have these stickers 1 to 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and turns out for the Bendix tubes that I used to use, 37, 38 as a pair and 39, 40 as a pair is the best combination considering the emissions. So then let's go for it. I don't know if you know that. So this octal socket has one guidance protrusion on the center pin, and the opposite, the receptor, also has only a cutout so that you cannot put them into the wrong orientation. All right, so far so good. All right, without further ado, let's proceed to the measurements on biasing, balancing the power tubes. So what you essentially need is a multimeter set to direct current voltage, so in the millivolt ampere range. Some kind of measuring cables. I'm using crocodile clamps, but you can also use pins, which is standard for most multimeters. The original version had only like connectors here. I don't know if you can see this. Yes, you can. But the newer version of the Headamp 3 has like lashes where you can put your measuring pins inside. As shown in the manual, we just connect this here, for example, and here. This will be measuring the bias, and the balance is measured between here and the red one, the outer one and the red one. So when we switch on the Malvalve, you hear the clicking that are the relays, and the Malvalve actually has some kind of tube saving circuit, so it slowly increases the power in order to properly warm up the tubes so that they have a longer lifetime. As you can see, the voltage is slowly rising here. It should get up to around 20, which is shown here and here. That is the bias voltage, and the balance is between the two tubes. Yeah. But we first have a look on the bias voltage. So it takes approximately 1 minute or so for the Malvalve to heat up all the tubes, and once it's ready, it will click again. Yeah, so that means it will open the circuits to actually the output stages. So while the Malvalve heat ups, the display is flashing. So now it has reached the final temperature, and we need to adjust the bias voltage, which is now very low, with about 16. We need to go to 20. So I take that small screwdriver here, small minus screwdriver, and just go here to adjust the bias. Which is fairly easy, to around 20 millivolt. So the next step is that we check the balance between the tubes, because this will affect the bias. So we need to bring this to plus minus 0. Please keep in mind my multimeter is auto-changing the range, so it might like flash in between. Alright, that is already quite good. Please keep in mind this multimeter is a high precision multimeter, so most likely with a more simple one you won't see so many digits behind the comma, and they are not so important anyway. After all, this is not rocket science. You need to get close, but it will never be completely 0 or something like this. Oh. Sorry, my multimeter has an automatic switch off after some time if you don't push any buttons, and that was the APS, automatic power shutdown, to save battery. And here we are. That was the first set of tubes. Let's cross-check the... Alright, I can give it a little fine-tuning here. That is very good. Very good. Alright, let's move on to the second pair. Here again, the most center one is the plus, and the one next to it is for the bias. So, and then we go here And first adjust the bias again, and then we check the balance. Back to the bias voltage. Lastly, check again here. Some fine tuning. All right, here you go. That's it. So last but not least, I wanted to show you the driver tubes. So the 4 taller ones are the EF 184, and the 2 smaller ones in between the taller ones are the 1287. As you can see, the construction of the Malvalve is very like engineer-wise, because Mr. Malach was a lead engineer at a German TV station. I think it was a second German TV station before he started his own company. So at heart, he's really like a broadcasting and audio engineer who really enjoys what he's doing.